Markets, and especially dealing with them, are microcosms of life. They simply masquerade as numerical puzzles. Humans make markets, and the human mind plays games, both on other human minds and on itself. Let's now recast the playing field in a way that brings you all the winning moves. DKS, October 15th, 2011. Part 1. Perception or reality? What makes markets tick? Chapter 1. From Wall Street to the Ivory Tower and back. Monday, April 18th, 2011, 12:45 a.m. Michael rolled his overstuffed duffel bag into the taxi queue at O'Hare. He'd stayed an extra day because the champagne powder just kept on coming, but that meant he had just barely made it down the mountain in time to slip through the closing doors on the evening's last flight out of Denver. The 80 people now ahead of him, combined with the 15-degree wind chill, compelled an audible, "You've got to be kidding." Getting to ski with his younger brother Tom, while always a blast, drove a hard logistical bargain, particularly when he thought of the econ undergraduates he would be facing on maybe 5 hours of sleep. Oh well, he thought, next year, when I'm back to being the runt on the trading desk, I won't be skipping town for 4 days just because a blizzard rolls into Aspen. A decade ago, Michael had been recruited to be a proprietary trader at Schoenberg Trading. He'd accepted against his father's will, because in the late 1990s the market seemed to print money, at least for anyone who understood the momentum game of stocks, and because the day-to-day work actually felt to him a lot like chess, something he had excelled at even as a kid. For a few years it was great. He could wear jeans, the firm bought lunch, and he was only supposed to trade from 8:30 to 11 and 1:30 to 3. The firm provided what were then cutting-edge analytics on the relative strength of each industry group and taught everyone to trade by buying the strong and selling the weak. It worked until it didn't. Most of the guys learned how to be long stocks, but when the internet bubble burst, they couldn't, for some inexplicable reason, apply the same idea on the downside. The firm closed their Chicago office, and in the fall of the 2002 bear market, Michael returned to Chicago University for his MBA. He thought taking on a purely quantitative view of markets would be the best alternative. After he got to Chicago, however, he found the classes too management-focused. He cared about markets. Of course, Chicago as an institution had a long history of market theory, so with a little finagling, he segued out of financial analysis and into decision theory, a PhD track. For a while, it felt exhilarating just to be able to cogitate. He had grown up immersed in books, and spending his days contemplating models of decision-making suited him just fine. In the aftermath of 2008, however, headhunters surprisingly began to call. He wasn't even sure how they found him. He wasn't big on LinkedIn, Twitter, or Facebook, and didn't have anything resembling a raging social life. He turned the first two down flat. He had no interest in pumping out a bunch of data that some portfolio manager or marketing type would use for raising capital, but otherwise chance the same. Eventually, however, when the offer clearly included the chance to sit on the trading desk and potentially manage a portfolio himself, he could no longer resist. Inside, he realized he really did want very much to return to running money. Michael's father, Richard, predictably, had criticized Michael's decision. He had loaned Michael part of the $100,000 tuition and would tolerate slow payback as long as Michael stuck with academia. He didn't approve the first time Michael had gone to Wall Street, and his return lit up something akin to a simmering rage. Richard Kelly believed that speculators abjectly lacked morals, and even though he dealt with hedge funds in his role as chief financial officer at an insurance company, he pejoratively referred to them as necessary evils. Finally, through his haze of half-awake thoughts, Michael realized that the people behind him were moving him forward. A bevy of cabs arrived and the line lurched forward, putting him face to face with a tall brunette he'd noticed on campus once or twice. Instantaneously weighing the benefits of jumping the line versus humiliation, he summoned his most gentlemanly voice and asked, "Pardon me, but don't I see you around Chicago U?" It worked. In the cab, Renee explained her graduate work in the university's Biopsychology Institute. At first, Michael admitted he needed the layman translation of researching the reciprocity between mind and body all the way down to cellular mechanisms and their ties to behavior and social context. Renee gave it another try, not yet knowing herself Michael's reason for being at Chicago U. "Well, look," she said, "for a long time, and even today in some circles, not only is the mind different than the brain, but the brain is virtually detached from the body, at least in terms of theories about how we think and decide. The work in my department brings all three back together." Michael, as a decision researcher himself, felt intrigued. "Amazing," he said. "I teach undergrads out of the Decision Research Center over on High Street."
I didn't
know we had a decision center. "Well, right back at you," he said with a smile. "I've been here for over 8 years and never heard of a Biopsychology Institute." "Guess we're even then," she said with a laugh. "So what exactly does this decision department do anyway?" "Well, if you read the brochures, they say we study the processes by which intuition, reasoning, and social interaction produce beliefs, judgments, and choices. Most people think we are the behavioral economics department, but labeling it as behavior narrows the scope to what seems to me to be just the end result. I mean,
what I really don't appreciate is you stand around.
Exactly.
Because I really don't understand because Cameron been there
Abruptly, he realized they'd
recently,
arrived on
and the
campus.
bag had been there 10
Michael
years,
insisted
and I
Renee
just
be dropped
discovered
off
this thing on the
first,
floor
and he
myself.
wouldn't
I
let her
just
give
that's
him
makes
more
sense.
than
Okay, thank you very much.
I had no idea myself.
"I got to jump
I
the
know I
line
know
to
myself.
ride with you, so we're square," he said. As he stuffed the bill in his pocket, he happily
Thank you
realized
very
the
much.
card was sandwiched within the money.
I have to follow up on that.
Yeah, whatever
Monday
Jean-Pierre tells you, you're going to
April
play Jean-Pierre over
18th,
me. That's a major
2011.
problem. You know why it's
With
a
a
major
noontime
problem?
nap under his belt and a
Jean-Pierre
Claude
lying
Grande
against
latte
me
at his side,
consistently.
Michael settled into reading the stack of opinion essays he'd received that morning. The first one was entitled Markowitz and Beliefs. Harry Markowitz had won a Nobel Prize for figuring out what, back in 1952, was called modern portfolio theory, and for what some consider the first truly quantitative approach to asset allocation. This title suggested the student had a psychological take on the mathematical approach. Interesting, thought Michael, just as he heard his father's ringtone. Seemingly always at the worst moment, Richard called. He probably only wanted to find out what his brother Tom was up to. When they were kids, Dad always favored Tom, the jock. Michael's GPA never garnered much enthusiasm, or even attention for that matter. But after Tom got cut from the U.S. ski team and moved to Aspen to patrol, his father rarely, if ever, spoke to him. He used Michael, or tried to use him, as his messenger. Michael hit ignore and assuaged his guilt by telling himself he would call him back when he finished grading this stack of papers. Somehow 3 hours then evaporated, and Michael wanted a break. The sun shone through his windows, and the temperature outside seemed to have skyrocketed. As he rounded the first corner on his way back to Starbucks, he stopped into the department office to see if anyone wanted to join him.
What do you say?
"Michael, good to see you. I was just wondering
What are you
when
talking
were
about? I'm
coming
gonna tell you the
back," said
truth.
Professor Zinnes, Michael's dissertation advisor, and
What are you
one
trying
of
to
the
tell me?
bedrocks in the department.
What are you trying to tell me?
Well,
What the hell is what are you trying to tell
A
me?
few weeks ago, I agreed to jointly sponsor a guest
Nah,
lecture
you're strange. You know why? Because you was saying, I'm gonna have to tell you the truth.
and I thought, given that it has a Wall Street bent, it would be right up your alley. "Really? What's the actual subject?" said Michael. Well, you probably haven't heard of them, but we have a department here called the Biopsychology Institute. And a longtime friend of mine over there recommended we invite one of their graduates who runs a consulting firm on Wall Street, a woman named Denise Shaw, to speak on what she calls the new psychology of risk, uncertainty, and decision-making. It sounded like a provocative topic for the end of the year Friday series, so I went with it. That's mildly amazing, actually. I just met a woman from that department last night in the cab line. I didn't know they existed. When is it? Well, that's the 30th. In only a few weeks, so I was hoping you would help get the word out. There's a draft flyer on the printer now. Let me know what you think. You've been around here long enough to know what might entice our quirky but lovable geeks to show up for a talk on something other than esoteric models. Aha, Michael laughed. Maybe the angle of a room full of female psychology grads might get some traction. After all, having met Renee, the pitch already worked for him. Chapter 2. Numbers look you in the eye and lie. Day 1, special lecture. A radical new psychology of risk. Chicago University, May 13, 2011. So without further ado, I would like to introduce our speaker, Denise Shaw, said Michael as he took a seat beside Renee. Thank you, Michael, and thank you everyone for being here. Let's jump right in. 2 plus 2 equals 4. There are no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Express it in Chinese, and 2 plus 2 does not magically morph into 6. Despite the beauty of the characters or the evidence that different cultures learn math in different parts of the brain, 2 and 4 in a different context, however, can mean any number of things. Deceptively, 2 times 2 still equals 4. 2 minus 2, however, equals 0. Go to point 2, and you could mean 2/10 or 1/5 of a whole, echoing the answer you give Grandma when she asks how much of her scrumptious, gooey pecan pie you want her to cut. You've got 4 relatives at the table. Or you could mean you have a 20% chance of losing all of the money you risked on a poker hand, a real estate investment, a decision for a new business, or a simple options trade wherein you bought calls on the off chance Apple might dip below $320. Clearly, even in simple arithmetic, the purest of numerical disciplines, any given number only means something in the context of what sits next to it. Plus, minus, times. If a percentage sign sits next to it, well, honestly, despite the reliance on probabilities for betting, all bets are off. When we enumerate chance, we enumerate uncertainty. Unfortunately, the satisfaction we experience from enumeration tricks us into thinking we have waved the magic wand and remodeled 20% into 2 plus 2 equals 4. Numbers make us feel good. We know we appear erudite, and we privately feel exceptionally smart if we find or have a set of numbers that argues for our point of view. We tend to feel particularly self-satisfied if we possess a set of numbers that appears to prove something that...
Do you know how this thing got broken? There's a part of the...
On the top of the pillow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just discovered another part of it. You told me something about this.
Yeah. I have the hour. I saw when it happened, and I have the hour saved, but I didn't remember the time. So I
What about the part?
I put the parts away.
But there's a part on the phone now.
I don't know where that
But
came
can I show it to you?
from. Well, I can't do it now.
Well, go on the other side, please. Careful, 911 for them to come to inspect that. Give us an explanation. Hello? Yeah, but I have to find that. But you agree?
Huh?
Huh?
What did you say?
Would you agree that I need an investigation on that?
Police investigation?
Yeah.
Like somebody intentionally broke it?
I don't know. Just for them to make a report.
You crazy?
Why? Don't you make a report for that?
No, you don't call 911 for that.
What do you call it for?
But if you want to call,
Who do you call for that?
listen. You know, I'm a carpenter.
No, who calls for that? I'm asking.
That thing there.
Hello? Yeah.
That thing there is brittle.
No, I said I should call. Who do I call for that? I called him. I didn't get 911. No, 911.
I'm gonna say this to you. You see that thing there? That thing has been broken. Why it's broken, I don't know. I don't know. It's just.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah.
Anyway, that motherfucker's absolutely.
You see what?
You're crazy.
Okay. No,
Because you're going to call 911
Yeah.
and tell the police.
You tell me something
No,
about
you're going
this.
to tell me that I intentionally broke that.
No, you start to say something. What
You
is
call
it?
the police and
No,
tell
I'm
them.
stop it then.
No, you do that. Just
No.
do that. You know why?
Yeah.
You know why?
Yeah.
Because I really need to put an end to this.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
True.
be my guest. Call the police.
All right.
And make a report that I broke
I
that
need
intentionally.
them.
And then I would be able to prove that
that.
you're absolutely
That's
out of your
all.
mind. I would be able to prove it right there and then.
I call
Straight up.
one
Call them and let them know that I broke that intentionally, and maybe they'll take you to the hospital.
Did they intention?
Maybe they'll take you to the
Was it
hospital. I know.
an accident?
Listen,
Was it an accident?
that broke just because it is what it is. And nobody did anything to that to cause it to break. If I'm going to tell you my full understanding and discovery of it,
Yeah. You know
you're
what?
not well. You're not.
No, that's okay. I'm gonna have to call her. You're making it.
I'm
of all the things. I'm going through hell. I'm going through hell.
I'm about to call them about we get into the basement.
You know.
Because that's a legitimate phone call. That's a legitimate phone call. That thing over there is broken for whatever reason. And you know, it's I know it was broken. And I put it back in place without glue. I didn't break that intentionally.
Oh, you did break it intentionally.
No, I did not
You
break
did not break it
I
intentionally.
did not break it intentionally. And I did not break it.
What you say? You did not break it
I want to show you
intentionally.
something. Look, I'm here. Look.
Wait a minute now.
Look at this. You see, this one is similar. But I don't want to mess with that.
You said you did not break it
I
intentionally, Bert.
I did not break that. and I did not-
Intentionally, you said.
I didn't break it.
Intentionally, you
I
just
did
said
not
that.
break it.
Why
I
you
did not
you
break
tell me
it.
a lie?
What I'm saying to you is, I did discover that thing was
No,
cracked.
you tell me you didn't break it
I
intentionally.
said I discovered a crack in it.
But you just told me you didn't break it
I
intentionally.
did not break it.
Intentionally.
It was already fucking
No,
broken.
you said you didn't break it tonight.
It was already broken.
That's what you said. Okay.
All right.
Let me call me.
And the reason why I tell you that is because I did like this the other day. Because little bitch over here is a piece of shit.
You got it.
I know what's going on here.
Now you gonna touch it now. I'm gonna
No,
call you.
watch.
Remove it.
Watch, this
You gonna
thing,
remove it now?
this thing was up in there.
Bert, don't put it back. Bert, put this back where you got it from.
No.
Okay, Bert? Are you gonna tell me that's something you can fix? Huh? Bert? Please,
I'm
I'm
trying-
talking to you.
I'm trying
Respect
to.
me.
You're not listening.
No, respect me.
You're not
Leave
listening.
it where it was.
You're not-
You're confusing me. You said you
No.
didn't break it intentionally. Did you break it intentionally?
Papa.
That's
Papa.
what my
I don't
question
touch
is.
this shit.
Well, why are you touching it now?
Because I'm being accused of
No,
something.
you're not being accused of anything. I'm calling for somebody to come here and make a report on it for me.
You're stupid.
I'm stupid.
This thing the other day when I went to,
Bert,
I'm trying to talk to you. Hear what I'm saying? When I went to put this camera
you
back,
engage me in a conversation. I'm
after
not
Jean Pierre
interested
took
now.
out. After Jean Pierre took out.
Unless you tell me you did it and you're trying to fix it.
The other day when
You dropped something in there.
This is a lot more Miss Austin. The same thing over here.
Bert, again.
Look. The same shit over
Yeah, you
here.
know the one who's been there.
No, look. The same.
Bert.
Man, fuck
You've
you.
been there.
No, fuck you. You know
No,
why?
you've
Fuck
been
you.
there.
You know why? Fuck you.
Keep saying it to
Because
me.
look, right here is the
Keep
same.
saying that all that
Look,
will
look,
go to
the
the
same-
court
the
to
same
hear you
crap.
talking to me.
Yo, you're not listening.
No, what is it for me to listen to you when I say put
When
it
John
back?
Pierre went up there the other day,
John Pierre didn't go
and
up
took
there.
down my
I'm
camera.
coming to you.
When I went to put
Why
my
are you
camera
coming so
back,
close to me?
when I went to put
Why
my
are you
camera
coming so
back,
close to me, man?
I noticed a crack, like that same crack.
Why are you
there.
coming so close to me? Put it back where you got it so I could call, tell the mister over there. That's where I saw it. Put it there now, okay? Alright, okay. And now let me call for the smoker
No, you
inspection.
guys
So
are
I
out
will
of your
report.
mind.
You tell me you
No, I'm
didn't do
trying
it
to tell you
intentionally.
something.
Just tell me the truth.
You're not hearing.
Is that the
When
truth?
I
Tell
went
me.
up there the other day to put back my camera after Jean-Pierre took it down, I discovered a crack. And now it fell down. The same crack I'm seeing on the other one over here.
So you want to mention
The
something damage of
same crack. And you know why there's a crack there? Because of its age and it being over by the heat. The same exact crack was on that one, is on this one. Because of age. Not only that,
So
when we look
your intentionally by accident, it happened.
I didn't drop. This thing, it was up there.
Yeah.
And when I put that camera there,
Yeah.
it was there.
Okay, could you take that camera down from there, please?
Okay, and I'll put it somewhere else.
No, not somewhere else.
I'll put it somewhere else.
No, okay, leave it there.
I'll put it somewhere else.
Okay, leave it there. Leave it there for the time being. I'm giving you an idea, right?
No.
Okay.
You know why? Leave it there. So then you can show somebody the proximity on the camera.
But it's obvious.
Of course.
Okay.
But that's the same thing. How many
And I'm
times?
going to tell them you remove him. When I call somebody, you remove him.
No, I
And
put it
that's
somewhere
all.
else.
Alright, no, we are
As a
not.
matter of fact, I'm calling the fucking cops right
I'm
now.
not stupid.
Later.
I'm not stupid at all.